Welcome to
Abel Dynasty.
So today we have an interesting topic, and it borders around how women are being perceived in the society. How many people think women should occupy the lesser place in the society. And this has been a topic for discussion for a very long time. And you can see it in every sphere of life, in marriage, in job, in offices, in government, even in politics, in groups. Some people will say, hey, what do you know? You're a woman.
You can't be how will a woman be the president of this organization?
How can a woman lead this team? Why do you think the brain of a man is well developed than the brain of a woman? Why would you think that a woman should not be smart? It's
so ridiculous.
It's very ridiculous, and many people have this in their mind when they have female bosses, and somehow they have some kind of disrespect for this female boss, but they can't show it because they want their salaries. So, and understand that every human being is created in the image of God. We are created to fulfill the counsel of God. The Bible says when God created them, it saw that everything He created was good. So a woman is as equally good as a man.
The Bible says male and female created Eden, and God made all of us in His image after His likeness. He created a man, He created the woman. Okay, so God made both the male and female gender, and He did not make the female gender to suffer and place the male gender in the position of enjoyment while the female gender is down, betrothed upon. No, He created us, to be a blessing to one another, and that is how both genders should be viewed. Okay, so
we have a few points here that we want to look at. So we discovered that because this has been going on for a long time, some women have even come to accept it, as the norm.
Another thing, some women also do is they just settle for lesser things. Like they're just comfortable with. They'll say, "Oh, I'm a woman. I don't want to compete.
I don't need too much.
I don't want to compete for that higher position."
Yeah, and you wonder where this stemmed out from. Most of these issues start from how we raise a girl child. How we tell them that. So, for example, a girl says, "I want to be a pilot," and you say, "You're a woman. Why are you looking at being a pilot?" But today you can see there are a lot of great female pilots.
Yeah.
Somebody says, "I want to be an engineer," But why should being a woman be the basis for rising up in the society? So some people grew up thinking that, okay, because I'm a girl, I'm just not as good as a guy. So we should try to let a girl child know that they can do great things, and also as they grow up to be women, let them know a woman can run a successful business.
If you have, the capacity
to do it,
then
you can
do it. Don't suppress your ability to fly and to excel. Because another thing I observe is that women, even some women themselves, they'll be the ones suppressing, their ability to fly. They have the wings, they can shine, they can become, someone great, someone prosperous, but that fear is just there, and you hear them say, "Oh, I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, let me just stay there." For those that want to stay there, if that is what you want, it's okay, no problem. If that is what you want, we are not saying, "Oh, don't go for you." But what we are saying is, if what you want is to spread your wings, you should be able to spread.
You should have the confidence to do it. So what should be our attitude, these days to people around us, your gender notwithstanding. Address people first as human. Don't look at their gender first. So as either you are in the church or you are at work or you are anywhere, give equal respect to people because they are people, because they have dignity, because they have character, not because first, not first because they are
not because of their gender,
a man or a woman. No.
Yeah.
So we think we should also know that in the society we are today, either anywhere in the world, you will see that imbalance. You will see that inequality. Especially when you come to some industry. At this age, you're just having the first woman doing something, and you see a company that have been existing for like 50 years, and they are just having their first female CEO in 2020.
So I have a question for you. I remember there was a time many years ago I had like a disagreement with somebody, and the person is a male, of course, and we're both leaders in a particular organization.
Okay.
And when we had that disagreement, one of the statements he made to me was that, "Oh, and you're a woman." You understand? One of the things he made to me was that, "And you're a woman." And I'm like, okay, I'm a woman. Does that mean okay, if you do anything wrong, I keep quiet for you? We are both leaders in this organization. So how do women handle that part? You understand? Because, and I also know of a well-respected woman. She is a medical doctor, and she also told me one day that at a time when she was practicing her field, there is this male doctor also that. So when I think they were working on a patient, and she gave her own opinion, and the man doesn't want to take her point. He always wants her to submit to him, and they are both doctors in that hospital. You get what I'm saying? Simply because she is a woman. And I remember the one who told me that she told the male doctor that, "No, you are not my husband.
Yes,
you are not my husband.
That's right.
We are colleagues at work."
You just answered.
I'm not to submit.
That's the right reaction. I mean, I'm a man, and I'm not trying to play down on men here. I'm just of the opinion that, look, there are smart women.
Yes.
And as you have smart women, you have smart men. There are people who also need to work on themselves. So being successful is not first based on gender. It has nothing to do with it. So I'm back to your question. So what should be the reaction of ladies to such guys who say, "And you're a woman, why are you talking like that?" But they think it's normal for a guy to talk like that. So I feel one thing is, you should not give up what you think is right, even when you are confronted. Like that doctor that said, "Look, you are not my husband. I'm submissive to my husband, but we are both professional. We are colleagues. You don't suppress me." So you should know the place. Of course, in submission, there's still understanding in submission. So the Bible talks about a wife submitting to the husband, and the husband loving the wife, But that doesn't translate to a woman being enslaved and being submissive everywhere.
Everything. She can't say no.
Whether you're in your office or you're at home or you're anywhere, you must just say yes to everything. That is slavery.
That's foolishness.
That's even foolishness. So if you're confronted with that as a woman, I would say keep your courage up. Continue to stand with what you believe, not with hatred, not with anger. Don't take it to the extreme, because I know some people are taking it to the extreme, to the point that they don't want men to exist.
They start hating men.
I think there's a term for it. Emasculate. They want to emasculate men, like emasculating, So that's not what I'm saying here. But I'm saying that you should hold on to what you believe. You should stand. Like, for example, that guy, If I were to be a woman, I would have asked them, so the fact that, how does that affect what we're talking about? And let them justify it. Let them justify it. Why a woman should keep quiet in such case, but a guy should have something to say.
Even when what he even has to say may not make sense.
So our point today is stop addressing people, stop playing down on the female gender, on the girl child. And then also for our men in the society, let's build that respect for people, regardless of whatever their gender is. So
profound.
Yeah,
I love that.
Regardless,
because I know that this thing starts from when people are quite young. Even some parents, they unconsciously or whether conscious or unconsciously, say to their kids, if they have a child, they say, "Oh, Daddy, I want to be a footballer."
the first answer is no.
It's no. Or they will say, "Oh, you're a girl."
You're a girl. Why can't a girl be a footballer? I don't. So we have come, this far, and we know this is something that is inherent in many societies these days. It's a problem, and all of us coming together, doing what we can do in our own sphere of influence. You are a Sunday school teacher. If you're a Sunday school teacher, stop treating your female student and male, or you're a children's church teacher. Stop addressing the female kids as lower than the male kids. It starts from there. You're a teacher in a school. Stop prioritizing the guys over the girls. Stop making it look like they are better. If a girl says I can do it, give her a chance. Give her a chance. Let her try. And if you're a CEO, you have a company. Your smartest staff could be your female staff.
True.
But because you've not been giving them the opportunity to show what they've got, you are silencing them, and you're missing out. You're really missing out.
Yes.
I've met some very smart ladies. My wife is one of them. So, and if I had looked down on them, maybe some of the benefits I'm having today, I wouldn't be having them. So I've benefited a lot from relating with women and giving them the respect they deserve. Just as I do to men. So I would think if we want to get the best out of our society, start from home. If you have male children and female children, stop thinking that the male guys should eventually come out being successful than the female girls, female kids, children. Stop thinking that once the girl gets married, she's done.
Yes, I would like to say this to my fellow women, like it's still the same point. If you have the capability to spread your wings. Don't settle for less, and don't assume that males should be the only ones that should do some things. There are even some things that you should learn. They are life-saving skills for you. An example is driving. If it's not okay that it's only the man in the house or only the husband that can drive and the woman cannot. Okay, I know that some people don't consciously work on this, but you should. You should be able to drive.
It has nothing to do with being a man.
With your gender, because what if your husband is not at home, or God forbid there is an emergency and maybe the husband has an emergency and the woman has to drive him. You get what I'm saying? So and don't always settle for less. Don't say, oh, because I'm the woman. Even I understand there may be some situations where you need to step down, like obvious situation, maybe you just had a baby, there are some life-changing situations that that okay, I have to take it cool at this point. But when you are done with that situation, you need to pick it up again and get moving. Okay.
My own question for you.
Okay.
So some women naturally think men are out to oppress them.
Sure.
Like, before you say anything, they think you're one of them. They already assume that if you're a guy, you are disrespectful to women, and you are not going to give them a chance. So they come with anger. every time with aggression. How should that, how should that be balanced?
Okay, thank you for that question. It's still about addressing this issue of extremity or going to the extreme. I believe generally in giving people chances, like first give the person a chance, let the person interact with you. Because two wrongs cannot make it right. You cannot just come angry and expect a pleasant reaction, okay? Come pleasant, like be patient with the person first, get the person's reaction to you before you even express anger or start defending or anything. What I'm trying to say is not all men are bad, not all men are out to oppress women. We also know that, of course, we know that there are men that are out to oppress women, but not all men are like that. So you have to still
give them the benefit
of doubt.
Yeah.
And also don't let another person's behavior change your pleasantness. Don't let because you feel somebody will do you wrong and then you turn yourself to a terrible person. Because that way, okay, you are wrong now, the other person too wants to do you wrong. So
how are you better?
Two wrongs colliding together, okay? So just come your sweet self, your pleasant self, then give the male gender the benefit of doubt. And if you now get a reaction or an attitude that is oppressive in nature, then you stand up to that. I would like to talk about my dad, now. And the way my dad brought myself and my siblings up, in fact, I always celebrate his style. That style, he brought us up to know that there is nothing a man can do that you as a female cannot do. So he does not discriminate between us. If he's giving us chores, like if the chore for the day is to clean car, all of us, myself, my sister, my brother, you will all clean the car. You understand? That is it. I celebrate his style. In fact, when it even comes to age, he does not discriminate. When he's giving us gifts, everybody get the same thing.
That's another part.
Yes, it does not say, you are older. Yes, everybody get the same thing. And that is it. And there was a time we had garden, and we work in the garden. My sister, my brother will work in the garden. Yes, he makes sure all of us work in the garden. And what am I trying to say? Subtly, he's building that thing. He built that thing in us that as a female, you can do anything you want to do.
Unfortunately, only a few parents are doing that.
I know.
And then also, some parents is like, I've seen parents who tell their male child, you don't enter the kitchen.
Oh my goodness.
It's for women. Women should be the one to enter the kitchen. And these things are in as much as we are majorly talking about women today, I would just say that, look, I cook.
Yes, he cooks very well.
I cook very well. And where did that start from? I used to prepare food for my mom and everybody in the house, and nobody stops me, but personally, I wanted to, and they allowed me, and it was helpful. A lot of times,
yes, he cooks well.
I just
yummy food.
It's fun. It's fun for me. I get into the kitchen, prepare. I like to prepare a good thing that I really want to eat. I imagine that if I combine this and this, it's gonna come out fine. I get to the kitchen,
and makes it happen.
And that's it. So don't. There is nothing that stops a guy from going into the kitchen and cook.
True.
Women are not born with cooking. They learned it.
Yes.
So.
Yes, and at times women, you don't even feel like cooking. You have someone at home, you have a partner at home that can also help out with the cooking, okay? So at times I want to eat something yummy, but I don't feel like cooking. Just like it happens to anybody. It even happens to male too. You just feel like eating something you didn't cook yourself.
Yeah. Of course, she does most of the cooking eventually. But if I
which I enjoy.
I do. So thank you. We're looking forward to seeing more women stepping into bigger roles in the society. Doing big things, leading groups in the church. You know, we want to see more of female pastors, you know, more of female politicians, more of female CEOs, more of female, you know, leaders of company in IT, you know, and don't give up because you're a woman, you know.
Like this discussion, okay? So please remember to interact with us in comment section. Interact with us. Let us know your thoughts.
Ask us questions.
Ask questions. Tell us what you learned.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you another time. Yeah.